Hello and welcome to the Ridiculously Good VA Show with Tracy Daviero. If you are a virtual assistant or want to be one, this is the place to learn the tips and tricks you need to become a ridiculously good VA. I've been a part of the VA industry since 1998, and I'm excited to get to know you and help you build an amazing business. Let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast that teaches you how to be a ridiculously good virtual assistant. Every week, I try to bring you insights, strategies, and encouragement to help you grow your VA business with confidence, clarity, and the consistency you need to be successful. Today, I want to talk about the importance of reflection on what you've done before to create success moving forward. Today's quote is from Margaret J. Wheatley. "Without reflection, we go blindly on our way, creating more unintended consequences and failing to achieve anything useful." Are you going blindly on your way, creating those unintended circumstances, failing to achieve anything useful? Well, if so, I'm really glad you're listening in today. Let's go. Welcome back to another episode. I'm Tracy Daviero, the confidence coach for virtual assistants, and I'm so glad you're here. There's a lot of pressure at the end of one year and the beginning of the next year to rush straight into planning. New planners, new goals, new intentions, new versions of ourselves. As a matter of fact, my to-do list has exactly that type of stuff right now at the top of it. You're not alone. What do I want to do? What do I need to plan it? What exciting new things am I going to think about? But reflection is the part that most people skip. And when reflection is skipped, the same patterns quietly repeat themselves. This episode isn't about fixing things. It's not about setting goals yet. It's about slowing down long enough to actually see what this year gave you, what it took from you, and what it revealed about how you operate as a business owner. Because clarity does not come from pushing forward harder. It actually comes from looking back honestly. I have something called the lookback process that I've done with my clients that walks through a lot more than just how much money you made or whether you liked all of your clients and your work or not. Looking back at what you have done can show you the bad stuff that you don't want to repeat, but it also shows you the good stuff that you might not even realize has happened. Last year probably stretched you in ways that you didn't expect. Some of those stretches were good, some were uncomfortable, some might have even felt disappointing. Instead of labeling the year as a good one or a bad one, successful or unsuccessful, this is your invitation to look at it as just information. Information about how you make decisions, information about how you handle uncertainty, information about where your confidence showed up and where it disappeared. Reflection isn't about judgment, it's about awareness. And when you skip that step, your goals for the new year get built on assumptions instead of on truth. Think about the moments that stood out most for you this year, not just the wins, but the moments that linger, the situations that you still replay in your head, the decisions that maybe you questioned afterward. Those moments matter more than your highlight reel, even though we like to look at the highlight reel. I would love to hear about your highlight reel. I have many things on mine that I forgot about until I sat down to do my look back. Many VAs end the year focusing only on numbers, income, revenue, clients, growth. And those things are really important, of course, but they aren't the full story. A deeper question is this: who did you become while running your business this year? Did you become more decisive or more hesitant? More confident in your value or more cautious about being visible? More willing to be seen as a business owner or more comfortable staying small and safe? These shifts are subtle, but they do shape everything you do. You don't carry revenue into the next year. You carry habits, beliefs, and expectations, patterns of behavior. And that's why reflection really shouldn't be optional. It can't be if you want to do something different in this coming year. You can't get something different if you don't think about what you need to change to get there. They do say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? But you might not even know what to change. You aren't expected to. How can you get somewhere you haven't been before or do something you haven't done before? How can you possibly know how to get there? Sometimes you need help. You need help with the strategy, with the plan, with the work. It's entirely up to you where you choose to get the help. But there's also value in noticing what you did not do, the ideas you delayed, the boundaries you meant to set but didn't quite, the opportunities you talked yourself out of. Not to shame yourself ever, but to understand yourself. Because every avoided action had a reason behind it. Fear, overwhelm, lack of clarity, the belief that you weren't ready yet. Those reasons are clues. And what are your clues to your behavior? Why did you do this when you really knew you should have done that? What kept you stuck, or what made you take a step back? Only when you know what that is or what those things are can you correct it or change them for the future. If you don't look for your clues now, they might just quietly resurface when you start setting your goals for the coming year. You might write down bigger goals, bigger intentions, better intentions, or stronger promises, but the same internal brakes are going to keep you in place. Intention is a wonderful thing, but to actually reach the goal, you need to make sure of who you are. And if that's a different person than the one that made those other decisions, those bad decisions, you might need to make a few changes to who you are showing up as. So with the year having come to a close and a new one beginning, this is a really important moment to ask yourself a few honest questions. What drained you more than it should have? What gave you energy that maybe surprised you? What felt heavy but necessary? And what felt easy but unimportant? Those answers might help you see where you're misaligned. Not failing, misaligned. A misalignment is something that's correctable as long as you notice it. So this isn't about ending 2025 perfectly. It's about ending it consciously. Reframing something as a misalignment is a good strategy because, yes, you might have failed at something. But when you look at it from the perspective of not being aligned with what you wanted to do for some reason or another, you can see the success coming when you try again. The holidays very often blur time. Days feel softer, schedules loosen, expectations shift. That's not a distraction, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to reflect without urgency, without the pressure to immediately act. Because planning without reflection leads to the goals that look good on paper, but feel really heavy in practice. So before you decide where you're going in this coming year, 2026, you need to understand where you actually are right now. Not where you wish you were, not where you think you should be, but where you actually are. The truth is the foundation of sustainable confidence. Sound heavy? I don't really mean to make this a heavy episode. This is actually supposed to be an inspiring episode. So even if your year wasn't a great one, even if you think it sucked, there are good things in it and you need to find them. There are correct paths to success, and there are ways to do better and to be happier and more prosperous. So let's circle back to today's quote. Without reflection, we go blindly on our way, creating more unintended consequences and failing to achieve anything useful. Reflection is not about dwelling on the past. It's about preventing the future from being built on autopilot. I think sometimes when we do that look back process, we focus only on the things that went wrong. It's natural, right? What didn't go well so I can fix it for the coming year. You really beat up your mindset whenever you start to wallow in that kind of negativity. If you look for the intended consequences, what was supposed to happen, and then figure out what the reason was that that didn't take place, then you can see very clearly what you need to do the next time. So did you not get a great client? Why not? Because you botched your discovery call, or because you didn't send a great proposal, or just because you gave up on your follow-up. These are things, real things that actually do work to get great clients. So you don't need to focus on what you did wrong, but on the what didn't go right and how can I fix it for next time. That should be the message. Did you ghost your own social media? Why? Was that your plan? Or was it too much? Or did it just not get the interaction that you needed or expected, so it wasn't effective, right? Or did you spend too much time doing it and you just gave up and abandoned it? How can you fix something like that for the coming year so that you get the visibility you need without overwhelming yourself? And how can you create content that does work for you if that was a struggle for you last year? Sometimes these things mean getting help. You don't have to do it all yourself. Remember our episode a couple of weeks ago about can a coach help you get VA clients? Our quote from that episode was from Marie Forleo, and that's exactly what she said. She's right. You don't have to do it all yourself. You never did. So get help when you don't know how to do something. It could be a simple coaching call or a short course, or maybe you do need longer term help with accountability. Wherever it is, know that there are options and you can move forward when you invest in getting the right kind of help. When I work with VAs, one of the things that I tell them is that I teach them things once that they can continue to apply over and over again. These are fundamentals. So if you need help with some of the fundamentals, reach out. Connect with me at yourvamentor.com/links and let's have a chat. In the next episode, we're going to be talking about setting goals that actually support who you are becoming and not who you think you should be. These are very different things, right? But for now, let reflection do the work it needs to do. Pause, then plan. I guarantee you it's a much better way to do it. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I'm Tracy Daviero, the Confidence Coach for Virtual Assistants, and I'll see you next time.